you are so vocal about this guy that I don't think I would have known much about if it wasn't for how vocal you are. I like hearing that. But
Yep.
he's just a genuine person, right? And this is Kennedy's as a whole. The Kennedy family as a whole, their lineage in politics is just really good people, authentic people, down to earth people, and they're uniters, and they're really conscious of pulling both sides together and finding middle ground. That's a rare leadership quality today. My big thing, Aaron, is I think that the mark of a great leader today is, and you tell me if you agree, it's two things. It's a very unique combination of toughness and compassion. Very few people have both because they're really opposites. It's really tough to be this compassionate person, but then yet tough at the same time. And it's really tough to be this tough guy person, but then all of a sudden have this compassion. That's a seesaw. That's a balancing act that's pretty difficult to do. Kennedy's the only guy I've ever seen in my 51 years on this planet that I think can play the line, and I've seen him do it. I watch his behavior between compassion and toughness. He wants to secure borders. He wants to end wars. He wants a tough military. He wants tough police forcing, but yet he wants people to be united and find middle ground and debate and be one, not two, and not have this division. And he wants to fight the chronic disease crisis to make all Americans healthy, not just some Americans healthy. That's a really, really, that's a really fascinating leader to me. But to your question, Kennedy and his running mate, Nicole Shanahan, who, by the way, is the ex-wife of one of the founders of Google. I think there were two founders, correct?
Was it Sergey Brin? Or was it
I think so. I don't know the names. And she got divorced and got a massive settlement. And she's also a lawyer. And she used to be another one, a far left liberal who literally despises the party now. She can't even believe she was a part of it, she says. She's now his running mate. She said this week, we are being so attacked and vilified, and the cheating in the election interference is so high right now. We've been censored. We've been canceled. We were kicked off the debate stage. Aaron, you and I did a whole episode on the debate debacle that Kennedy clearly qualified for. In the most recent one, just last month in the state of New York, the Democrat Party, the DNC, and one of their super PAC groups actually filed a lawsuit to kick Robert F. Kennedy off the ballot in the state of New York, here in the United States, in a democracy. Something like this has never happened. Kicking a candidate off the ballot, we may as well be in Russia, North Korea, or Venezuela. It happened, and they are pissed, and they think they can win it because it's a super ridiculous technicality that doesn't even make sense. They were challenging his residency, Aaron. This is what really happened. They said, no, you can't be on the ballot in New York because you claimed that yourself as a resident of New York, but you're not really a resident. However, his driver's license, his hunting license, and his home is in New York. It was the greatest sham ever. They're pissed.
And here's the thing. Who would actually
take the time?
Who would actually pretend that they were a resident of New York? You know where people pretend they're residents of? Nevada. Okay. Half the people that are registered in Nevada don't live there because nobody actually wants to live in Nevada. They claim it for tax purposes. You wouldn't claim that you live in one of the worst tax jurisdictions in America.
It's the height of insanity. But imagine spending their money, Democrat money, donor money, on suing someone to get off the ballot. Why don't you just compete with them? Why would you need to sue them and remove them? You don't need to sue people and remove people. You compete with people on policy and on ideas. That's
always the first indicator of fear.
Always the first indicator of fear. But what are you hiding from? I mean, you must have a lot of shit that he knows a lot. I mean, this guy's seen more, done